Hello, this is the moment everyone has been waiting on. Um, Behind the scenes of State of Black Parents. I'm going to get started with it. It started at the end of June. Came up with the idea, organized it on Facebook with people I had been in communication with for over a year or so. I had did previous projects with HBCU Kids, which is that has her organization, her company. And so, I approached the idea with, as me as as the president, but I didn't want to use the term president. I wanted to use something, classic, simple, to the point, and allow her to host it. She had the experience, and I just very much like, okay, well, yeah, she needs to have a conference. She has so much knowledge, so forth like that. It started out with over 20 people. And so we did a vote whether it would be between Philadelphia, Boston, or New York, the three major places where blacks were, and what we believe it would be economically, especially being grassroots, where it would be simple and not too compromised of our time. So, we was believing it would grow natural. That was the impression. So it started out with 20 people. We did the vote. Boston didn't get any votes. New York surprisingly got 2. I voted for New York. But Philadelphia is the one that had the leading votes. And so we did in Philadelphia, and it was to start out with the agreement, everybody understood this was portfolio. That this was, to make calls, research, marketing, that what will be needed for for this to happen. Marketing, making calls, and research. It was like, okay, whatever you could do, just fit in doing it. We need, I mainly wanted registrants. Because, definitely for people to hear. So, we get the registrants in. Okay, we know the audience we have. We know the topics to serve them. So then I'm the one that's like, okay, let's do, keep it simple. Like, what this event about? Education, economics, and enterprise. It started out with a keyboard line. State of Black Parent was really a cover name for a temporary while till we voted on an official name. We know they have a company cafe, mocha moms and stuff like that, so we definitely wanted something simple, a cover name, something short. We had something about African roots. I believe that was HBCU was with that. We've had the another title about the diaspora. I did like that. I want to, of course, something simple. African Trail. So I'm like, let's just trace back, connect with our people in the motherland. They connect with us here. We get it together, get our economics, education, economics, and enterprise, 3 E's. That's what I definitely created as the format, the mission with this as we plan this conference. So this was a cover name. We had a vote on it. And the winner was diaspora. So we allowed people that was going to be part of the planning team and others that were in contact as a vote. So diaspora was the win, and then when it came to the meeting, we had an override. Maurice overrided. He didn't like the diaspora part. Like I say, I'm not buying it. Keep it simple. That's all I'm about. So he wanted the name to be State of Black, and I was like, that's just a long name. And then I didn't really want to do anything similar to the Tavis Smile, but I thought, it would still, people would still be connected to the State of Black Union. Definitely doing responses and stuff like that. 91 replied of attending the State of Black Parent from my Facebook, network or so forth, or anybody else that I tagged on it. So name ended up being State of Black Parent, and the theme was a key line, and definitely to have the focus that this is about education, economics, and empire, that we need to get correct into our community. So, thank Young Black God King of Tampa, Florida. He is working on his site, he's getting his official site done. He's a young developer that does photography, he does logos, all that. So, we had the little thing about how this logo was going to be. I was like, okay, let's make the water black, and it didn't look too appealing. So it was like, okay, let's, so HBCU and I was really discussing, like, okay, how to make it classic, within both, to serve both of our personalities. I definitely wanted with our diverse personalities in our background. I wanted State of the Black Parent, this education, economics, and enterprise of the Key Line bloodline to not cover any economic class of people. I wanted to be involved where, regardless of what economic class you are, you have a concern about education, a concern about enterprise, and economics. So the economics, if you look on the site, it goes back to reflect about economics covers the stuff legislatively, executively, and judicially that affect us. I mean, a lot of stuff taboo, and it's definitely to cover those people that are taboos. It's definitely to include those people that are of a fortunate class, a fortunate income class, to also be involved, give back, to definitely learn. Because just because you get money or get the PhD don't mean that you can relate to the situations of exactly what people have to deal with. And telling people, oh, well, you need to get an education is not going to get there, and that's not reality. When you have to worry about food, clothing, shelter, health care, that's not reality being poor. Like, that's, some could do it, but everyone can't do it. And that's for sure. Look at the medical care that we have these days. That show it right there. A lot of people have jobs that they should not have. And so to get back about the behind the scenes of what happened during this long-term audit period. So we had someone that was, one of our first disputes, we had the radio show, who did it to you? And then who did it to you? We got invited on to the Legacy of a Nation. And from the Legacy of a Nation, if you go in that archive, that show you have to listen to your own. I believe, I don't recall what day it was, but I know Ramasus, shout out to Ramasus, invited us back. But it was a revealing time, and it was like Maurice's eyes gonna just blowed up when HBCU kids was talking, and Ramasus asked a question. I thought he was talking about Planned Parenthood, such as planning your parenthood. I didn't even know he meant the proper name. So that's where my response, if you hear it, got confused with my response. That's why you gotta ask extra questions. You can't never be too relaxed. And so it started a lot of debate, and then, you had a little wacko, that Beyonce show, that turned the topic to a whole nother space. Whew, I do not like that. I don't keep it on subject or cross-reference. That's my limit. And so with that show there, so then we got another invite from Ramses invited us, and then he invited us to have our own show. So they've been one of our first media sponsors. Pull Magazine was also one of our first media sponsors from our internet parties that we used to do. So then we started the radio show. I was shocked, and then it was like, I think we went to 3 hours. Whew, that really has been a lot, me being a true single parent. 3 hours, definitely, you got, like I said, marketing, making calls, research, booking people for the shows, definitely keeping the shows intact with the topics of the theme. it's really a challenge. And so come on Mondays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Call in number 661-554-9123. I believe we've been doing this here for close to a year. I'm not exactly sure. So definitely, as we launch a promoter, I know in July and in September we had another update. This grassroots, it just was so much stuff went on. But people come talking as though they're magicians, but when it comes to the work, you get in contact with them 2 weeks, a month later, be cool with them, and they won't. Oh, that's a problem in our community. We have people that act like magicians and they don't even get close to the magical that they claim they could do, such as produce $10,000 in fundraising, assist with recruiting, for registration. Dang. Then it comes down to 2 or 3 people doing everything, and then it starts to bickering between them because it's all, okay, well, this and that not happening. And like I say, and then you have, have those. That's what was going on with, with the host of the company. The people want to feel sympathy for those people that don't want to do nothing or feel that they need to get. I mean, people did that after slavery. Oh, well, I'm not going to do anything for us to have our own businesses as individuals, because everything was everybody get their own portfolio credit. You get your portfolio credit, what you did. What's of the company is primarily what I create, but what you create is more of a borrow, is portfolio. And so you have a lot of people want to come on when the celebrities or when things get the kick in and get the credit for it. And I'm just really not for that at all. And I don't want that. They just need to just register as registrants or drop $1 or so off for the donate button. But it's a lot of draining energy. Definitely within my compromise time. I'm going in the part 2 to tell you more. We're gonna get more, and I think it's gonna be 3 parts. So definitely 3 to 4 parts. It's gonna be some. I gave you a start of, I'm gonna say, the first trimester. It was like a 12-month carrying project, and the way it came to. The photos I hope to have off by the end of the week. So definitely tune in. Part 2 coming up next.